welcome to another tutorial video from Software How To's. In this video, instead of explaining how to use GIMP, I am going to explain and demonstrate how to create a sprite in GIMP. And just in case you didn't know what a sprite was, a sprite is a image with a transparent background used in a game. So, let's open up GIMP. Start by creating backgrounds. I'm going to do 1500 by 1500, and of course make it transparent. Click OK. Alright, here's our background here. So, all lamps have a base. So I am going to create a lamp with an oval base. So there's a nice oval color. Now I'm going to find a nice color for that. It's edge. Fill it in. Alright. And now I'm going to add another oval over that to fill it in. Alright, let's add a lighter color in there. Switch these. Alright, now let's chop off the bottom, otherwise the lamp will roll off of whatever is sitting on. Let's give it a flat base. Alright, now there's no edge at the bottom here, so let's zoom in a bit and add that edge with the rectangle select tool. Right. Oops, it's the wrong color. Alrighty. Now we have the Basin lamp. Now to make it a bit more interesting, let's add a gradient to that. You notice there I didn't actually select anything. So now let's use the color selector. Select this area right here and add a gradient in here. Now let's make the bottom this color. Let's make it a little lighter so that it doesn't blend in with the base. And let's make the top an even lighter color. Alrighty. Let's make that a tad more noticeable. The light's coming from the lampshade, so it's shining down on this. Alright, there is our base. That looks pretty good. Now, let's add the trunk of the lamp. Let's use the freeform select tool to kind of create a curved trunk. Stops about right here, goes out to the left to make this as straight as possible. Curves out again. Alright, that looks very irregular. So let me edit that here by dragging on these little dots. Zoom in to make it easier. Now I'm zooming out. Alright, that doesn't look that bad. Let's make this corner here a little bit less prominent. Alright, that doesn't look bad for a start. Let's fill that in with the darker color. And now, of course, we need to add the edge. Let's erase a little bit over here. So let's get our handy-dandy eraser tool. It's a bit large, so let's make it a little smaller. And it's a little bit more curved to match the other side. Alright. If you haven't noticed, with some of these tools you can hold shift and then drag and then click, and it automatically does a straight line. That's not too bad. Alright, now let's fill that in with the lighter color. Okay. Alright, switch those colors around. Oopsies. Control C. Let's Let's make that a tad bigger. There we go. And now that doesn't have the gradient, so let's get back to the color select tool, hold shift, and select the rest of this lamp here. Zoom out a bit so we can see what we're doing here. And then we can re-add that gradient to the entire thing. Alright, not bad for a start. So now let's create a metal pole sticking out of the trunk of the lamp. Zoom in a little bit to 200%. Use the rectangle select tool to create a pole. Make sure it's centered, a little bit taller, and let's find a nice gray color. Alright, now we can fill that in. And then let's make this a little bit, so I'm going to make that color a bit darker because this is going to be the edge. And a bit darker color, fill it in. Then go back to the box select tool. Okay, get a lighter gray, fill it in. Alright, now let's add a gradient to make it a lot less boring. This time let's do the gradient from right to left. Let's actually select the color this time, shall we? Alright, from right to left. On the left side we'll make it a darker gray. And on the right side let's make it a lighter gray. That way it looks like light is shining on it. Let me make this darker gray a bit darker. Alright, that's not bad for a pole. Now let's create the lampshade. Zoom out a bit and create a nice shaped lampshade. Let's go up here, all the way to the right, making sure everything is straight. Alright, now let me adjust that a bit. Make sure everything is symmetrical. Alright, this doesn't look bad. Alright, now let's fill that in with some sort of a cream color. So let's go down to yellow, to the white area, and select a nice cream color for the outline. Fill that in. Alright, so let's go back to the box select, click outside of the selection, and go back to the freeform select and create the inside of this lampshade. Alright, so let's fill the inside of this lampshade with a lighter creamy color. So let's see here. That color will do. Alright, and now let's add a gradient to that. Alright, so the light is going to be coming from the bottom. So let's add a light cream color at the bottom and a darker cream color at the top. There. Not bad for the lampshade. Now let's create more of this pole up here by sort of creating a select tool from there. Let's zoom in a bit. That way we can be more precise. Alright. Zoom up a bit, coming out from the top. Alright, now we can drag this up here, like that. So now we know it's aligned with the pole below. And let's use these same colors. Zoom out a bit. Right. Let's make that a little bit smaller like we did before. Let's fill it in with the lighter gray color. Okay, and then add the gradient. Notice every time I add a gradient, it does the previous gradient I did, so I have to change it. Dark gray here, and the light gray here. that seems to match our pole down there. It's pretty good. So now let's add a rounded top to our pole here. Zoom in a bit. Alright. It's a little bit thinner because you're not looking at the top. About right there, it looks good. Make sure the pole's not too large at the top. Alright, let's find our darker gray color. Actually, let me just put the darker gray color down here so I can just swap the light and dark gray colors easily. Alrighty. And then go back to the oval select tool, select it again, make it a tad smaller. Alrighty. Let's fill that in with the lighter gray. And then add our gradient. Actually, I'll save the gradient for after this is connected. So, I'm going to select this. Also, let me use the fuzzy select tool, so it selects everything within the gray boundaries. Hold Shift, plus this. And by the way, just for your information, if you wanted to unselect something, you use Control. You see the little minus sign, and it unselects that. Let's use Shift to add that. And then the gradient, same gradient as before. Let's make this a little darker so you can tell. Alright, so there's the top to this lamp. So this is a pretty good 2D lamp, basic 2D lamp. And of course you could add more detailing to the bottom because it's kind of plain, that's why I added the gradient. Or you can change the top a little bit. Let's just make one modification to this. I've noticed that the lampshade is a little bit off. So what we can do is we can select the lampshade, Control X, which copies it and deletes it at the same time, and then Control V. So now we have the lampshade as a floating selection. You can see it over here. So now we can just click on it and move it with the arrow keys to align it to the center. And if the arrow keys are too slow, you can hold Shift and move it a lot faster. And if the arrow keys are too fast, you can hold Alt and then make it really slow. Alrighty. That looks about good right there. So that's the basic 2D lamp. Just zoom out. Let's use the crop tool because we don't want to waste extra space once the file is completed by extra transparent background. One thing you probably won't realize is that having a lot of transparent background around your image actually increases the file size, which is why you should trim it as much as possible. And so there's a basic 2D lamp. The only thing left to do would be File. You can save the project if you wanted to work on it later, or you can just do Shift Control E, Export As, and then the export menu will open up just like in any other program. You can export it into whatever folder you like. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you've liked it, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.